This is Marcus from Mystic Prophecy, and you're watching CMS TV, Classic Metal Show. Hell yeah.
To another Monday. We are back.
We are back. Happy birthday, my friend.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, sir.
What are you, 25, 26?
Let's see. I identify as 22. I act like I'm 12, and I'm actually 48.
Look at you, getting there.
Almost to the 50. Almost to the 50 mark.
Trust me, don't rush to that.
That's what my wife says. You know, she's older than me.
Yeah, 50. 50 is when I stopped feeling like physically feeling young. It really was the exact moment when all of a sudden I was like, oh, wow. Did I sleep? Every day starts with, did I sleep wrong? Did my, in the old days, you could sleep on a couch in anybody's house drunk as hell and you wouldn't think about it, right?
Right.
Now it's like, you wake up in the morning like, oh, I must have had the pillow the wrong way on my neck. And it started almost the day I turned 50.
I mean, I understand those feelings already. I mean, obviously, one leg, it's a little bit different. But like, the older you get, the more you realize it's just another stupid-ass number.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always so exciting. I was celebrating a birthday as a kid, and 15,
Sure.
16, driving a car, 18, 21, drinking some beer. Well, I was doing that before 21.
But your dad's watching.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was actually 20 when I had my first alcoholic beverage.
Well, you should like 48, though. That's a 12. Isn't that one of your numbers?
12 backwards, though. I'm not so sure how that's going to work out for me.
What does that mean, 12 backwards? 4 and 8?
I don't look at it as good luck, as 4 or 8, as opposed to 8 4. If it was 8 4.
Oh, if it was 8 4, so when you turn 84, that'll be a damn good year?
That'll be a damn good year. 74 shouldn't be that bad. 65 shouldn't be that bad.
All right. But 56 will be awful?
Like, I remember 11 was the best year of my life. It was all downhill from there. I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Well, it's when you stop maturing.
Well, look where I'm at now. I mean, 22, I guess. 22 wasn't bad. 11, that was a good year. But yeah, ever since then, it's been completely downhill. Look at my life, dude. I realized that, I'm back from a week of vacation. I did some soul searching on vacation, and I realized so many different things, and they were all bad. Like they were all just terrible, horrible, terrible, bad, shitty things that I realized when I was on vacation. Now, look, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll tell you about some of it in a minute, but like I realized in the midst of driving all the way down cross country and then all the way back up and seeing all the different states and staying in different places and hotels and looking at life through the lens of people that live in different areas of the country, I said to myself, what the hell did I do to myself? Why am I still here?
Right.
And then I realized, no offense to my father and everything, I appreciate the happy birthday message, but it's your fault. You brought me here, and I've been stuck here ever since then in the pit of hell known as Cleveland, with shitty sports teams, bad weather, roads that look like they got hit in a nuclear blast, and like trees that suck. There's nothing pleasant about the city of Cleveland when you look at it. We have a lake with dead fish in it that roll up onto the shore. That's your beaches. And then there's a rock hall that nobody wants to go to. They don't even do the inductions here. I can't think of a whole lot of good things other than here's the best part about Cleveland. The best part about Cleveland is Clevelanders, because they have a chip on their shoulder about the city. They love it. And for whatever reason, now I can't figure out why. I can't figure out why all these years I've sat here and I've stuck up for the city of Cleveland. It's a cesspool of disaster and horribleness. And like all it takes is a week away to realize, what the hell am I still doing here? I saw palm trees. We don't see palm trees here unless they're blow-up ones with pink flamingos that you stick in Parma somewhere.
Right.
Other than that, what do we have? We have a crappy, again, sports teams and weather. So what's so great? Why do Clevelanders have such a chip on their shoulder about loving Cleveland so much?
Because it's the underdog.
You're right.
That's why. It's the only reason people have the hard chip on their shoulder is because we're the underdog. We're always shit on, so it's like, yeah, we'll show you. It's the ever present we'll show you mentality. And Clevelanders, dude, one thing I know and I've lived other places. I lived in California. I lived in Arizona. I've lived in Texas. I've lived a few places, Korea. And the one thing I know is that you probably experienced this just last week, when you leave out of here and you go somewhere else as a Clevelander, people look at you and are like, wow, are you hard? Ease up, pal. They really, and you don't think you're doing it. It's not like you're snapping at anybody. You go into a restaurant and you say, and they bring you water and they only half fill your cup and you go, hey, would you fill the rest of my cup? They're like, oh, easy, sir, easy. Because Clevelanders come off really aggressive
and tough. And I understand that. And I get that. Again, what I said I like about this town is the people. I think the people are fantastic. But, and I consider myself one. I wasn't born here, but I consider myself one. I've been here most of my life.
Sure.
And so I think the people of Cleveland are fantastic. But when you look at the aesthetics of Cleveland and what's actually here, you go, why the hell does anybody want to live here? I guess it's okay. It's nice to have some seasons. But look, I got a leg now that I can't really walk on snow much in. It's difficult to walk on snow and ice and all that kind of crap. And, the heat is better for my body and my psyche and everything else. And I think that, I don't know. And then this perhaps you've heard of this thing called moving. Yes, I have. But the problem is it's not that easy. It's not like, it's not like salaries are such anymore, or that you just pick up and go and say, I'm just going to take a risk and go for it. Because, I guess I could. I guess I could take a risk because now they have this thing called DoorDashing, and I could probably DoorDash anywhere in the country. And so, we could just take off and DoorDash until we find jobs and that kind of thing. But it's a big risk. And, it's tough to think about taking a risk like that.
Well, Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and I'm not trying to tell you to move or not to move. I mean, that's a personal decision, man. I'll say this, and you're not giving yourself any credit for it, but you should. Probably one of the main reasons the last 10 years that you stayed, two reasons. One, you were on the best radio show in a top market. Which it's very hard when your career is radio to walk away from the number one show in a top 25 market. That's really hard to do. And two, you have a kid.
Right.
Nobody wants to yank their kid mid junior high or high school to some other place where they don't know everybody and they got to be the newbie for a year and got to get picked on because they talk different and wear different clothes and all that different stuff. So those are probably the two reasons that you never even considered it. Well, but your daughter's graduating. You're not locked into a job that you're like, oh, I got to stay here for the rest of my eternity. It's time to think.
Well, continue the conversation shortly, but I do want to say that Jim Renacci, former congressman, businessman, he's now podcaster.
Yes.
Jim Renacci will be joining us at 5:00, so stay here for that.
Cool.
It'll be fun. And it might be that, forgive my language, Dad, but that I'm just too much of a pussy sometimes. I'm too scared of what's going to happen. Because, again, like mentally, I am somewhere in the 18 to 25 range. And I'm like afraid to take that jump and risk and say what's going to happen to me if I just pick up and we just go. We just do what I want to do and then go south and hit the road and pack everything up and just go live somewhere else. I mean, I could do this podcast wherever, so that doesn't have to change. But it's difficult to just make that decision when you do have a family. It is. And, with my daughter, and like you said, a year out seems like an eternity to me. Right. When, you're looking at it going, again, soul searching over vacation, I realize, what the hell am I doing with my life? I don't have a job currently that's going to land me anywhere, higher in this area. Right. I mean, I'm certainly not going to progress in the Cleveland market doing what I'm doing. I love what I do. I love Bob's show. I love the company that I work for and everything, but where exactly is that going to land me?
You're pretty much where it's going to land you. That's
it. I'm at
the only way it lands you further is if Bob goes somewhere else. And you go with him. Is he going
to take me? There's no guarantee that he would take me with him.
That's true.
And so, he's talked about things that he wants to do, and he's got that ability to do it. Mm-hmm. And so, good for him, but I don't think that he would necessarily let me tag along to be a producer for whatever he decides to do down the road.
Right.
So where do I go from here? I don't have any kind of retirement set up. I have no future really in this area. So why not just pick up and go and start trying to build something where I actually want to spend my dying days, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger, obviously, and so it's time to start making some decisions to just do something. I may not be a billionaire. I may not be a millionaire. I may not make a whole hell of a lot more than what I'm making now. But at least I'll be somewhere that I'd be comfortable saying, all right, I'm home for the rest of it.
Yeah, well, the only thing I'll warn you against is that as somebody that has moved around a little bit, it all seems great when you're on vacation. And then when you get into the real world day-to-day of it, it comes right back down to earth.
Oh, no, I understand that. And, we moved around a lot as a family when I was young. I mean, we lived in a lot of different places when I was young. And I was that kid that was, the new kid in school a lot. And so, I get it. And I understand that real life is real life. But it's also real life in a different kind of way. I mean, the routine here, because as you know, I'm extraordinarily routine.
Yeah.
Is something that I just don't want to do anymore. I'm tired of the routine. I'm tired of the restaurants. I'm tired of the same gas station that I go to every day. I'm tired of
you're bored.
The same. I'm extremely bored. And when it comes right down to it, it's really depressing. And it's depressing the shit out of me to the point where, like, I think I'm more depressed now than when I lost my leg. If that could be possible. I am more depressed now with my life, the way that is, the trajectory is for it, now than I was when I lost my leg.
You need
and that's
something.
Pretty fucked.
You need something to look forward to doing. That's really what it is, and other than the podcast.
And you know, well, that's just it. But, so I mean, again, I understand vacation is good when you're on it, you have a great time, and then you have to come back to reality, and you know, it is what it is. But the problem is, I felt like this before vacation. It's just something that really opened my eyes. Going, what am I doing here? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm so tired of the same shit routine that I do on a day-to-day basis that it's just massively depressing.
Sure. Well, and that's what I'm saying is you need some, like, I can only speak for myself. I don't speak for anybody else, but I can't wait to start every single day. Why? Because I have so much to do. You know, I've got to run the pinball business. I got to run the starving artist business. I got shows to do. I got interviews to do. I got, you know, this show to do, the Chris Aiken Presents, Classic Metal, all my different shit that I have to do. That's what makes me want to get up and go every day, is that I got so much to do. You don't have that, and the stuff that you do have to do is kind of take it or leave it for you.
Yeah.
Yes? Is that true?
Yeah.
You know, because, like, I'll give you an example today. Today I interviewed a famous producer that probably won't matter to 90% of this audience. It might to you. I interviewed Fleming Rasmussen, who did the 3 of the 4 great Metallica records.
Yes,
he did Ride the Lightning and Justice for All and Master of Puppets. You know, arguably the greatest metal album of all time.
Yes.
So I couldn't even sleep last night. I was so excited to talk to this guy, because I was like, I have given this guy thousands of hours of my time to listen to his work. You know what I mean? So to interview him was a big deal. I was excited. I was excited about the day. I was excited that after a week off, me and you were back doing what we do. I was excited about, you know, that I got Chris Aiken Presents later on today. I'm like totally excited about the day. And I have to live that way, because if I don't have here's the difference between me and you. You get depressed, I get drunk. When I am bored, I start drinking. And when I start drinking, bad things happen. You know, and you got to find something that pushes you, that drives you for you, not pushes you, but something that you want to do. And it could be anything. It could be, you know, I have no idea. It could be building birdhouses or something. You might build one and be like, holy shit, this is the greatest thing ever. Now I'm going to build one with 2 windows or whatever. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you have something to get up to that you really want to do, it makes the days go better. If you don't, then you're like, oh my God, why am I in this shitty town watching this shitty team that woke themselves out of their name and has a rapist as their quarterback and blah, blah. You know, you get into negative space because you're focused.
See, here's the problem that I have with what like Joe was saying, and then, you know, my dad says, well, you are alive. And I get that kind of stuff. But, I mean, so that doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make any, I mean, look, yes, of course, it could be worse. My wife could leave me, and, you know, something could happen. All this. Yes, I understand that there are worse scenarios than what I have. That doesn't mean that I'm happy with what I have, and doesn't mean that I shouldn't go for something different. Yeah. I mean, just because you are okay with some of your life doesn't mean that you should just stand by with what you have.
Let's be clear. Happy. We are just riffing here. We're not talking you off the ledge of a bridge.
Right. You know? Of course, I have a loving wife. I have a fantastic daughter. I have family that I love and everything else, and that's all great. But what I'm saying is that there are certain things about my life that I feel that I could improve so that I'm happier and so that my wife could be happier. And, you know, we would thrive maybe doing something different rather than the same old shit that we always do. My wife asked me today, well, you know, it's your birthday, so decide on what you want for dinner. Whatever you want, we'll go get it. Okay, fine. And I've been sitting here thinking all day about what the hell I want for dinner, because I can't think of one goddamn place that I want to go to that we haven't been to 4,000 times, and actually sounds good. I just threw my hands up. I said, I don't care. You guys pick. It doesn't matter to me. Because what difference does it make? It's the same shit that I always eat. So what difference? Who cares? Mm-hmm. And I just need something in my life to spice it up a little bit, to make it a little bit different. I guess that's all I'm saying. And here anymore doesn't seem like it's doing it for me. I wake up, it's the same routine every single day. For God's sake, I know what time I'm supposed to be at the damn minor gas station down the road to pick up my Diet Cokes. It's so damn boring anymore that I just don't want to do it. I'd rather do something somewhere else.
No.
Create a new routine, if that's what it is, or go somewhere where I don't have a damn routine. Where it's just
but different. You would wait.
I would still do.
You would start your next routine.
That's fine, but because it would be different. I've done this routine for how many years?
Yeah, but quite honestly, you could easily drive a different way tomorrow.
Yeah,
and not go to that gas station, go to a different gas station and change up your routine.
That's not going to change my life. That's not going to spice up my life.
But you don't know that. It might
know
be,
that.
It might, because you might make a friend with the guy at the place.
Oh, yeah, make a friend with the guy.
Well, you don't know. How do you know? You're already saying no to something that's a change.
The hot chick at the counter will want to have massive sex.
I didn't say that you gotta be looking for the Haktua girl. I just said that you gotta, what I'm saying is, you're in one breath you're saying how bored you are with life. The other breath you're saying you can't make a change to it. You got to pick one.
I don't know who Fez is.
Fez was Ron and Fez. Yeah, you are sounding like Fez. Fez was perennially depressed.
Look, I'm not perennially depressed. I just had a great time on vacation with my wife and my daughter, and I saw my dad and everything. It was all great. I enjoyed it, but I'm not perennially depressed. What I am is saying that there are things in my life that I think that I need to now do something about to change, because it's getting to the point of just, okay, what am I doing? I'm spinning wheels for nothing. I want a new challenge. I want something different. And I don't think I could find that here. What am I going to go do? I'm going to go work at the Rock Hall? I'm going to go work at the zoo? I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm not a factory guy. Obviously, now with one leg, I can't just stand there all day long doing factory work. I mean, what am I going to do? I got to find something else that is positive and exciting to get up for on a day-to-day basis to do it with my life.
Sure.
And I'm sorry if you think that I'm sounding depressed. I'm not depressed to the point of, like, I'm going to, like you said, jump off a bridge, but I am depressed to the point that I need to make some changes.
Sure.
I mean, call it a midlife crisis, call it whatever the hell you want, but something's got to be different. That's all I'm saying.
Well, two things. One, it probably is a little midlife crisis because it's your birthday and you're looking at the back half instead of the front half now. There's no denying that.
Okay, I've been looking at the back half since I was 30. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, but now it gets a little more real as you get older, man. Because as you get older, you're like, yeah, if I get 10 more, I'm good. You start really thinking like that, and you start really thinking about how fast years go now. And you're like, oh boy, this is coming quicker than I would like to. So there's that. And number two, not for nothing, coming off of a vacation is always depressing.
I understand that too, but isn't that the time to then say, all right, now it's time to make some changes? Because I know how I feel, and I know that, again, I'm not aiming towards anything here. There's nothing that I'm sitting here going, all right, I got this goal, that goal. There's nothing to accomplish other than just sitting here doing the same shit on a day-to-day basis, making the same money, doing the same crap that I'm always doing, and it doesn't change. It's not going to change. And so, why not change it? Why not just say, okay, I'm going to do something totally different.
Yeah.
I'm going to go completely outside the box of my routine. I'm going to go say, fuck it. We're moving. We're taking off. We're going to sunshine. We like water. We're going to go near water. We're going to go somewhere and start life a little bit fresh.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm
tired of door dashing, dude. I fucking hate it.
Well, then don't do it.
But it's extra money. It's extra money that we need. It's extra money that helps pay the bills and helps us live a lifestyle that we want to live.
It ain't the only job.
But it is. When you have the jobs that I already work 2 other jobs. And so, it's stuff that it just continually have to do to try to survive. And I'm tired of surviving. I want to live. And I've been surviving. Dude, you don't know. Great. It's fantastic. I was on a fantastic #1 radio show in Cleveland. You know the shit money that company paid me?
Oh, yeah, I know.
I mean,
I definitely know that. I
was borderline living on the streets with the money that show, number one show in Cleveland, is paying me.
Yeah, I worked there. I know they pay nothing.
So what am I aiming towards? I'm tired of surviving. I want to start living. And that's what I've been doing for literally 20 years in this business. Just sitting there going, all right, I'll take that paycheck and we'll pay off this bill, that bill, and then on to the next. It's just,
Yeah.
When I was drinking, I started out being able to afford Jaeger, and then I stopped drinking when I was able to afford crap fucking $6 vodka from the gas station. All right.
A quart of Paramount, please.
So I want to just start aiming a little bit higher than what I have. And again, I felt this way before vacation, but vacation kind of opens your eyes a little bit and saying, look, there's a whole world out there that's not just Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
With so many things to do, so many opportunities, so many chances to do something maybe fun or different. I don't know. Or maybe doing radio is still something I could do, but maybe doing it somewhere on a beach.
Yeah, well, there's always that. I mean, there is definitely that. Take a laptop to the beach and do the Seth Williams show live from the ocean or something.
Thank you, Bob. Bob gets it. Bob's one-legged guy. He's joined the club with me. Good man. He moved south before.
Yeah.
He lived in Florida, Georgia, whatever, Atlanta. Sounds like shit or get off the pot. That's what I'm saying. When it feels like it's time to do something or just shut up and just die in Cleveland.
Yeah. Well,
I may sound like a miserable attitude to have, but I mean that's
but it's always that time whenever you want to make a change. It's easy to say, well, there's this and there's that and there's this and there's that. Any of us can say that there's this and there's that to not make a change. If you want to make a change, you just got to do it. You just got to say, I might be homeless tomorrow, but I'm doing it.
You need to go to the strip club, book the champagne room, party like a rock star for 1 night. You'll feel better.
Probably not, because then you'll want to do that full time. Your
Your
wife will close that down.
That'll be the routine. I don't hate everything. Why are people saying that? I don't say that I hate everything. What I'm saying is, don't you people out there have any kind of like aspiration other than what you're doing? And if you don't, maybe you're happy where you're at. I'm not happy where I'm at. I think my life I think my life should be better at this point in my life. I should have had. Look, when I was on MMS, they did these perceptual studies, whatever you want to call them, back in the day. We're talking, 22 years ago, 23 years ago, whatever it was. And Seth was the number one most recognized DJ on MMS at the time, dude. My boss put a shit end to that and stuck me back on overnights and just destroyed me on that radio station.
Right.
I was doing traffic for a year. Then I was on the number one freaking show in town with Trick, dude, for like 13 years. 13 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Okay. He passes away, unfortunately, and then they decide to fire me. But where has that resume gotten me? Nowhere.
Where have you put it?
Not a fucking thing. I applied to many jobs
outside of Cleveland.
Outside of Cleveland, many, nothing. Mm-hmm. And then I'm on a good show now, very popular show. Bob Frank's show is very popular. He does a great job, and I love being on it. Love doing what I do. Love the company that I work for. But ultimately, is it going to help me with anything? I don't know. And I feel like my trajectory of my career started way high, and then kind of went downward. And it hasn't gotten any better. It's leveled off at best. And I need to do something because I feel like I should be doing something better than I am.
Well,
I feel like my path in life is meant for better than sitting here doing what I'm doing.
Well, maybe the course is that you got to get out of radio completely.
Maybe.
Not because of the skill, but because of the, to achieve what you want. Well, just to achieve what you want to achieve in life.
Yes.
Radio can't afford that. Maybe you got to go and maybe you got to go start taking a class one day a week just to get a different skill that could pay you $40, $50 an hour, that gives you more of what you want. And that's more portable and payable. Because, you can go anywhere and work work a board. You could be a board op anywhere in the country, but making $12 an hour ain't going to fucking help you.
Well, that's just it. What is that going to do for me?
That's what I'm saying.
What if I was going to make $15 an hour running a board somewhere? I'd rather do it on a beach.
Maybe, but you wouldn't be. You'd still be in a studio somewhere, and you'd be in an expensive studio somewhere. Because I guarantee the cost of living in Florida is a whole lot more than here.
Bob, I was so scared the month before I left Boardman, a week after we moved, overwhelmed with excitement. See?
Yeah, dude, I'm there. Dude, this is exactly why, everybody asks me all the time why I have 400 fucking businesses that I do. The reason is exactly that reason, because I get bored. I can't just work 8. If I work 40 hours, truth be told, if I worked 40 hours a week, just 40 hours a week for somebody else, I would end up in jail. Because I would use all that other time to do stupid things. I would use all that extra time that I use now to do this or that, or, all my shows and all my stuff would be used to drink and party and drive drunk and end up killing somebody or what, that would happen. That would happen because I wouldn't have focus and I wouldn't have anything to look forward to. So what would I do? I would start using drugs again. I would start being a partier again, and I would end up in trouble. For me, I need the busy, and I look forward to the busy. I've personally built a life that allows me to do what I want to do the way I want to do it, where I'm satisfied. You got to find that. And it may not be my path. You don't have to mimic my path, but you got to find your path where you're excited every single day about getting up. Every single day.
And who said it? Somebody said they're starting to get depressed. Oh, there it is. Kaboo. I'm starting to get depressed. Look, what I'm trying to do is get excited. I'm not trying to be depressed. I'm not trying to depress anybody else. I'm trying to say, like, if you are out there and you are stuck in some kind of rut, maybe it's time to change. I think for me, it's time to change it. Now, who knows? 2 weeks from now, I could be sitting here doing the same fucking podcast and be happy as shit and just in my routine again and forgetting about everything that I just said today. But I hope not. I hope that I'm trying to make progress. If nothing else, I'm going to try to make progress into changing things that I want to change. Sure. And I think that that's a better step, at least a step forward for me, as opposed to just sitting back and doing the same routine. I'm going to update my resume. I'm going to start pushing stuff out there, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to look at openings in the areas of the country that I want to live in, whether it's radio or not radio, and see what I'm qualified for, see if I can get something. I'm going to at least make some steps. Whether it works or not, I have no idea. No. But I feel like to get excited about my life and excited about where I want to be 10 years from now, then I need to do something different.
Well, I completely agree with Jake here. Maybe that's your calling.
Maybe. But I'd like to do it in a different part of the country.
Which is fine.
That would be too.
Maybe you get involved with something on a national level where you can live anywhere.
Yes. Or something, maybe I can travel doing a job, whatever. But I just feel like I need to start making some changes for the betterment of my mental health to, get excited about life again and at least do something that I want to do.
Yeah.
I love radio. I do love it. I would do it the rest of my life if I could do it the rest of my life. But it also has to get me to the point that I can at least live without having to sit there and go, all right, I got to go door dashing again. How much we got to make this week? I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to sit back at night and say, good, I'm relaxed. I can sit back and chill and have dinner and enjoy my life. And I don't need $1 billion, dude. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm asking for. I don't need to win the lottery. I want to sit back and relax a little bit. And I want to sit back and relax in a place that I like.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But the real key is you got to take that step.
I know. Call Travis Mills. Go work for him. Absolutely, that's something that I had never even thought about. That's a hell of an idea.
Yeah, see what you could do for him. See if there's anything that you could do, and just tell them you don't want to do it in Cleveland. You want to do it in South Carolina or Florida or Arizona or Texas or wherever.
So you need to pray and tell God your situation, let God place you where He has planned for you. I'll pray for you and Heather and your daughter. Loves you all. And I appreciate that, Natalie. I truly do. And I'm not trying to come off as some sort of like lunatic, depressed a-hole. What I'm saying is that I've reached a point in my life that I feel like changes need to be made. Right. I'm sure that how many people, I'm sure you've been in that spot, right? Where you just said, all right, I need to make some changes. One way or the other, this has got to change.
Dude, my divorce, my whole book on my divorce is exactly that. I used that exact moment when I knew my life had to change anyway to change everything. That's when I changed. I stopped hating myself. I listed everything I hated about myself, and I fixed them. I literally wrote a list, everything I hated about myself and my situation and my life. And I just started ticking them off. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. And I started fixing shit. And that's what I did. That was my year, 2012 and 2013. I spent a year fixing everything that I didn't like. And to be honest, now if you look at everything that I've accomplished since then, before then I had Aiken IT. That was my existence. Get up, sit on my couch, work 18 hours a day, go to sleep, repeat. That was my whole existence. After that, built Pinball PA, started Starving Artist, built the podcast network, built 3 different shows back up, wrote 6 books, working on a 7th. All of that has happened in 11 years. 3 businesses, 7 books. 11 years. That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
That's but it happened because I made the changes.
Look, and I respect the hell out of you for doing that stuff. And I sit back and look at my life and go, what the hell have I done? Nothing compared to that. Nothing. I have been a person who has pretty much taken the easy way and the easy road as much as I possibly could. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to take the easy road. I want to do something different.
Sure.
Because what I'm doing now, the easy road would be to just sit back, relax, do what I'm doing, quit complaining about it, and stay in status quo and just be kind of happy. Well, but I don't want to be kind of happy. I want to be actually happy.
Well, but you just got to find what it is. I mean, dude, just as an example, something that I know you could do, and you probably never put it in your head for real. I'm sure it's been mentioned to you because I've mentioned it to you. You ought to write a book about going through losing your leg. You should write a book. And Lord knows you got people that can help you with that. Certainly I've published a couple of books. Your dad's published a bunch of books. You got a lot of people that know a lot about writing around you that would be more than happy to help. But you got to do it. You can't wait for somebody else to...
Well, that's been my problem for like my entire life is I always sit back and wait for something to happen as opposed to actually going and doing something. And where has waiting gotten me? Waiting has gotten me
nowhere because nobody... Dude, there's nobody that's going to ever help. There's nobody that's ever going to carry you. You know what? That stopped the day you squirted out of your mom. That was the last time anybody's gonna do that.
I'm way too fat to carry anyways.
But you know what I'm saying. Yes, it's done, man. It's nobody's carrying you, man. You got to carry your own water, as they say.
Seth is the only person who has seasonal depression during the summer.
All right, let's
why? Because there's a better summer out there. There's a better summer. It's called Florida.
It's hotter.
They have palm trees. And yes, you know what? The first 10 minutes I was out in that heat, I was like, why the fuck did I decide to come to Florida for vacation at the end of June? And 20 minutes later, I was like, you know what? This heat ain't that bad. I started to notice I was getting a little tan. I started getting some sun. I was happy.
Right.
The true hub for Chris Aiken Presents is their website, www.chrisaiken.net. You can watch all live episodes of the show live, participate in the chat as well. You can get past shows in both audio and video on demand formats. Join Eric Ferentinos' VIP Facebook group right from our page. Bookmark it today. www.chrisakin.net. That's ChrisAkin.net.